Yo, what it do, beautiful people? It is that time. Y'all know what it is, man. Today's show, we're talking about what else? What is everybody else talking about? COVID-19. While we wait, let's roll that intro.
Growing up in St. Louis has never been easy, and most say if you want to succeed here, that you must leave and put down roots somewhere else because of the strong crabs in a barrel mentality here.
I don't know if I'm just an optimistic person, but to see people like Chuck Berry and Nelly make it in the music industry, or the Roberts brothers and Dave Stewart in business, or William Lacey Clay Jr. in politics, can we blame the city, or is it that people just aren't hungry enough?
We're talking to all of the movers and shakers in this town, from entertainers to politicians, social activists and organizers, and of course, entrepreneurs.
Is there a curse on this city that holds people back? Is there an unseen hand that decides who makes it and who doesn't? You're about to find out.
Welcome to St. Louis Hustle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my co-host, Michelle A. And we're super excited to bring to you episode number 5 of the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, coming from the St. Louis Hustler Gear Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Make sure you go and text 314-874-6887. Keyword St. Louis Hustler to find out how you can order your very own St. Louis Hustler 314 shirt to help support this show. Michelle A., how you doing, sis?
Man, what's up? What's going on, Tez, man? Now I'm excited. Now I'm not in the 314 gear. I sold all mine, man. Sold out. I sold mine, and you know you can only wear a shirt so many times before you need to wash that thing. So I think I pushed it to the limit over the weekend, so I had to put it in the wash. But I got my gear, just don't have it on the day. But yeah, so I sold mine. So I'm waiting to re-up, get me some more merchandise. So shout out to everybody that supported me out there and bought t-shirts, and you know, I'm gonna get some more stock. So, you know, shout out to everybody that, you know, held your girl down, and we got some more of that coming.
That's right. That's right. So let's see what we got on deck, man. I know that you wanted to do, you have been watching this thing a lot more closely than me in terms of the corona. You was talking a little bit about some of the staggering numbers that in store for St. Louis. You know, we see what's going on around the world, what's going on around the country, and they made some odd predictions. You want to touch on that?
You know what? So, you know, I've been working from home, right? And so, just a couple things. First of all, I'm an extroverted person, so y'all check on y'all extroverted people. I'm an extrovert. I'm going crazy. So I'm on the second floor. Somebody check on your girl, because I'm not able to walk one. So make sure y'all check on folk like me throughout the day. That's first thing. Second thing is the numbers, right? So they say St. Louis, for these cases, St. Louis, we've passed the 1,000 person benchmark, right? So 1,000 people have been diagnosed, right? And we've surpassed what, a couple hundred people. Well, no, I take that back. We've passed 100 folks, or nearing 100 folks, as far as deaths.
Okay.
I think no, I ain't passed. I think we like in teens for deaths. It's Illinois that been passed 100
Illinois,
folks.
yeah, our neighbor next door, yeah.
Yeah, they right next door. Illinois, for diagnosis, in the thousands. They're like 5,000 for people who have it. So the numbers are just mind-boggling, right? And so I'm watching the news, and they had there were these people that they had on, and they had these predictions, right? And so they had these nationwide predictions for where we will be by the time we hit the peak. And so they did it state by state. And so their prediction was for St. Louis, and keep in mind, these are just predictions, man-made predictions, algorithms configured by a computer, science, blah, blah, blah. Predictions, they said we're not going to hit our peak for this until August. That's the first thing. And they said when we do hit our peak for this for August, that by the time we get to August, 900 people will be dying a day. 900 people will die per day in the state of Missouri. Per day in the state of Missouri, 900 people will die per day.
That's
Per
crazy.
day.
That's crazy. And
So that's
and what I hate is, and I guess I think there was, I don't know if it was Anderson Cooper or one of the national media guys was talking about the fact that media people should let the experts and professionals take over the reporting of this thing, because you get some of the experts saying, well, people who are in that respiratory field, this is their field of study, said this particular virus can't stand the heat, right? So if it can't stand the heat, how is it going to survive through spring, let alone summer, right? So keep in mind, guys, these are just predictions, and we'll get those sources that Michelle is citing and put them in the comments of the show,
right.
so you guys have that stuff. But it's
Foolish.
crazy.
That's what I want to say. I'm real sorry, Cortez. I just want to cap that by saying foolishness, foolishness. The devil is a
Yes, yes.
yes.
We gonna declare and decree this
There,
morning that when the sun starts shining for 16 hours a day, little Rona, the truth about a Rona is gonna die when it gets hot outside.
you know what I'm bad. You know what when the sun shines, she must flee. Hey,
There you go. There you
yes,
go.
God. Okay, there it is. When the sun, oh God, where my church at? You lucky I ain't got a church at. Okay, there
Yeah,
it is. There
and
they
speaking
long.
of Corona, we got to give a huge shout out to our frontline people, man. Do you
Yes.
have any in your family that are frontliners that you know of?
You know what? Uh, so many jokes just came to mind. I said, all the people, sorry, Lord. I was gonna say, all the people in front line of my family, people who stand in the front of the lunch line, the back, the free line. Them the only frontliners in my family.
Well, we talk about frontline responders
Oh,
that's dealing with the coronavirus, not the front of any line, Michelle. No, on the front line fighting COVID-19.
the real front line. My
There
bad. You
you go.
got to specify. You got to make that thing clear. My bad. No, not in my direct family. However, you're right. We need to show some love to the frontliners. I don't have any directly in my family, but lots of my family stays in the emergency room. A lot of hypochondriacs in my family. So we come in contact with the front line often. And you're right, we need to show love to them. So shout outs to all of the nurses and doctors and CNAs and attendants and people who, I mean, everybody from police to firefighters. Oh, firefighters. Oh, sorry, Lord. Firefighters, just all first responders. Nobody does it like you guys do it, and you guys are out there every day, like right there, and you guys are fighting like a tough battle right now.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be heard, and like we praying for you guys, like for real, praying for you guys, because you guys could easily give up and be like, you know what, deuces, I'm going home.
Right. President says stay at home. That includes me. I'm staying at home. Right.
For real, y'all can like take the ambulance and be like, you know what, not today, sir. But you don't. You keep showing up. Because if I was a paramedic, y'all wouldn't like me. I'd pull up on some things and be like, no, not today. I'm going.
I can sense the heaviness of Corona in this vicinity.
Well,
I'm not going. I'm
right now.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. My
yeah.
mucus detectors are saying there's heavy droplets of COVID-19 in the air around here. So no. But and not only those who are first responders and dealing with in the medical profession, but a lot of times we don't think about the supporting cast to
Yes.
the first responders, because think about the people who are in food services who have to feed the first responders, who are delivering food. Think about the people who have to deliver the medical supplies to the hospital. They're not necessarily
Yep.
treating patients, but they have to come in contact with the doctors and the nurses and the staff who
Free.
treat the patients, right? Shout out to
Absolutely.
all of my fellow Uber drivers and Lyft drivers out there still,
Yeah.
because when those people put those 48 hours in, they need to call a ride and get home and go refresh and go reboot. And guess what? Um, a lot of times they call in Uber, they call in Lyft, they call in rideshare.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who are really in the trenches that kind of we don't really recognize. It's not just firefighters,
You're
medical
right.
staff, and there's a lot of people on the front lines in this thing, man. So we want to shout out everybody this morning.
You know, I got one more. Our I want to be PC with it. Our janitorial staff, right?
Hmm.
Our
Yeah,
maintenance staff.
yeah,
You know, they got that job. They on their cleanup patrol. You know,
yeah,
the ones
yeah.
that's got to make sure that everything is sanitized and clean.
Hmm.
And they're the ones that's got to be right there touching everything behind folks. To make sure that it's not transferred and picked up. And so
Right.
shout out to those guys. Because sometimes this my pet peeve. Folk don't look down your nose at folk that do certain jobs. Don't look down this thing at folk
Yeah.
that do certain jobs.
Hmm.
Because that's an important job. That's
Right.
important.
Yeah.
That's an important job, because they're making sure you don't pick up that thing and take it to your next destination. And if
Right.
they don't come to work with purpose on their mind, you gonna come to work and leave with purpose. You gonna
On
and
your behind. Right.
you know what? See, he's a
Yeah.
rapper, and we didn't even know. Oh, you a rapper. If they don't
Yeah.
come with purpose on their mind, you leaving with it on your behind.
There you
Mm.
go.
Okay.
There you go. And now
There
we
it is.
know that President Trump has just extended the stay-at-home order throughout the end of April. So it is, I mean, it's getting wild out here. I know for, like you said, people who are extroverted, who are used to being out and about, and now you are you can't get out there in them streets like you used to. So when we come back from this break, man, we're going to talk about, and I want you guys to weigh in the comments. What are you doing to uh, keep from dying from boredom, right? So keep it locked right here, man.
St. Louis Hustle Podcast is brought to you by Reggie the Lion. Go to reggiethelion.com, grab yourself a copy of the coloring book, and keep up with all the latest developments of the dog and everything that Reggie the Lion is planning to bring to our children. Also, check out officehuddleprint.com. All of the graphic designs that you've seen for the St. Louis Hustle Podcast are courtesy of Office Huddle Print Shop. Our good friends helped us with logos, flyers, thumbnails, even our merchandise, courtesy of officehuddleprint.com. St. Louis Credit Repair Institute, get your credit in the right order. STLCreditFix.com. They average 50 to 150 point increases for over 100,000 customers so far, and you can be next. STLCreditFix.com. The St. Louis Hustle Podcast is a copyrighted production of iHustle Media Group. Any unauthorized use of the content of this show is strictly prohibited. iHustle Media Group, a better way to market.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back coming to you live and direct from the St. Louis Hustler Gear Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, make sure you text me at 314-874-6887. Text keyword St. Louis Hustler to find out how you can order your St. Louis Hustler gear and support the show. This is episode number 5 of the St. Louis Hustle Podcast with Cortez Hustle, Michelle. Hey! And before we went to break, we were talking about boredom, right? I don't have a problem with boredom because when I was young, I was the first kid dropped off at daycare and the last kid picked up from daycare every day. So I had to learn how to like in scripture says that sometimes you have to encourage thyself. Well, I had to learn how to entertain thyself because there was nobody but me. So I don't have a problem with boredom. I'm very creative when it comes to that. But how are you as an extroverted person, Michelle, used to being out in the streets, running and gunning, doing your thing, social, love, big gatherings? How are you coping with those four walls?
It is it's very hard. It's been really, really tricky. Work helps during the day, obviously because I'm working from home, so work keeps me busy during the day. Most times. My boss ain't found me on Facebook yet, so most times it keeps me busy. Um, I find myself staring out the window a lot. And so on the weekends, though, I told y'all I go to Quick Trip a lot, right? And I know they sick of seeing me, right? Because I get that look when I come in, like, what you want this time? Um, because I come in and I find myself managing the Quick Trip. Like I'm like a pretend co-manager because I come in to tell them about all of their deficiencies that they're not paying attention to. Chad, you and them bananas, I'm gonna keep telling you about your fruit flies, Chad. Get them bananas together, Chad. Okay. Um, just I got nothing else to do. Okay. It's just we got 30 more days of this. Get used to this face, Chad.
Right.
So I found myself around the house. I mean, yeah, people are like, yeah, clean your house, get motivated, do stuff. Yay. I mean, I did that. But we're going on like the second month, right? So I did the stuff I was supposed to do,
Mhm.
but then I found myself doing um like stuff that don't make no sense. Like I counted my silverware. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh,
got 47 pieces of silverware and I live by myself.
so
I don't know.
let me ask you this: since you counted your silverware, do
Yeah,
you have matching everything? Because the
not
house I grew up in,
nope.
you look at the end of the spoon and you got one that's got smooth, then you got one that's got a little design at the end, then you got one that's just jacked up. Some of your forks kind of look like this, right? Are you solid with your silverware? Are all the pieces there?
You know what? And thanks for putting me on blast because that's not really where I was going with that. But you know what? We here now. No, my silverware don't match. So if my husband is watching, my future husband's watching, upgrade me, boo. My silverware don't go together. And but I got 47 pieces of a bunch of stuff that don't match. And so while I was doing that, I also I was online and I actually went through all the friend suggestions that Facebook sends. Because
Ooh.
always suggesting that you be friends with somebody. I actually went through the ones that Facebook sends, and I discovered that Facebook wants me to be friends with a bunch of fine men. Like they want me to know a bunch of handsome men, and I'm for that. So I sent a bunch of friend requests. I'm like, oh, he's fine. Whoa, friendly. Whoa,
Gotcha.
friendly too.
Okay.
Facebook wants me to upgrade my lifestyle, so I'm for that.
So what does that say about your current friends then, Shell? If
Uh,
Facebook is trying to get you to upgrade your
well,
fellow friends, what does it say
uh,
about the fellow friends you currently have?
all
We
I have
might
to say,
we might need to leave that alone.
Facebook said it. I didn't. That's all I have to say. It was the men friends. Now it was a bunch of men. I just the men pool is what because they didn't send me no female. Here's the thing: Facebook trying to find me a husband.
You
Okay,
know, listen, they say Big Brother be listening. They say Big Brother be listening. And you on this show, if we had is my future husband listen detector encounter, how many times have you said on
You
this
know,
show is my future? See, Facebook listening, so they said, well, clearly Chalet is looking for a husband.
you
Let's
know,
suggest some decent brothers for her.
they must have put it. They must have sent out the angels of Facebook, and that's because it sent me all the men's, and all the men's was fun. So I'm waiting. I was yet waiting. So that's what I did. I was while I was yet being bored, and so here's the thing. One last thing though about that. I was out on the weekend, and so they're now talking about on the news. They were talking about possibly closing parks because people was out this weekend. It was a great weekend. It was nice. The weather was amazing. I think Saturday, one of them days, it was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And they're closing the parks because people was acting a donkey on the weekend. You said we can't be around each other and we can't go to the club. Black people will make outside the club. This is what you need to know.
I mean, you got to know that. And guess what? We can kick it. We can do our 40 gesture handshake from 6 feet away, bro.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
And it's all going down 6 feet away. And
6 feet
that
away.
just means we
Outside.
need a bigger space since
Thank you.
everybody's got to be 6 feet away from each other. But
Thank you.
we've already mastered music and making sure that you can hear our music 600 feet away. So yeah, we can party with 6 feet of distance between us. You know,
To make outside the club. We really don't need your buildings, sir. We've been drinking outside, but outside. So I was just like, who needs the building? Because they got DJs outside, they got people playing the music. They made outside, they made Natural Bridge and Kings Highway the club. So let's go get that joker down. I was like, I saw that coming that night on the news. They said, oh, they're gonna close parks and they're gonna close outside next. Outside is now closed.
outside is now closed. They done closed the bars. They done closed the restaurants. Now they just close all of outside. It's just closed. You just can't go outside.
Can't go outside. You cannot go outside, not into the park. You just stay inside. We are now on house arrest.
Well, I will tell you, for me, in terms of fighting boredom, man, I'm a workaholic. So I am so serious on building this legacy, and I am an eternal optimist. So I'm looking on the other side of this thing, and I'm honestly trying to position my boy like myself like the founder of Zoom, right?
Oh, right.
Because of this situation, his net worth increased by $2 billion. Billion with a B. Because when people can't go to work, they got to get work done. So what are they doing? They video conferencing. So they had a skyrocket in people who downloaded the Zoom app so we can do video conference, we can do watch parties and all this stuff, man. Its net worth in 21 days increased by $2 billion. So I'll be honest. I'm looking at, okay, what position do I need to be in when this thing starts to come to a close so my net worth can shoot up a couple $100,000 is all I need. I don't need the $2 billion right now. Can it shoot up a couple thousand? You know, can I develop an app? I don't know. Can I get a web? I don't know what I can do. But I'm going to use this time to figure something out that's going to allow my net worth to explode. So when we come back from break, ladies and gentlemen, we are not the only ones. Shelly is not the only extrovert struggling with boredom. We've got some clips from some people who have figured out some creative ways to use their time, and we're going to share some of those clips with you guys on the other side of this break, so make sure y'all keep it locked right here.
Right. Yo, what's up, St. Louis? Let me ask you a serious question. If I saw $20 about to fall out of your pocket, you want me to tell you, right? Well, the fact of the matter is, I see $300 to $600 per month falling out of your paycheck every month. So guess what? This is me telling you. For those of you who do not know me, my name is H Cortez, wealth strategist, author, and I'm on a mission to empower our community economically through financial education. See, over the last 5 years, I've been fortunate enough to be trained and coached by some multi-millionaires, and you know what I learned? Is that there's only 4 things that we have to overcome if we ever plan to build generational wealth. You have to overcome taxes, you have to overcome debt, we have to overcome our credit walls, and we have to overcome our lack of asset accumulation. But if we stop the bleeding by overpaying taxes $300 to $600 per month, and that's not me saying that, that comes straight from the IRS. So if you want to know if you're one of the 80 million people that's overpaying taxes. All I want you to do is go over to payraise.wealthcreationplaybook.com, watch a short video, answer 7 questions, and you can find out if you're overpaying taxes, but more importantly, you'll find out what you can do to stop the bleeding. Payraise.wealthcreationplaybook.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my girl, Michelle A. And we're coming to you live and direct from the St. Louis Hustler Gear Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Make sure you text me to get your own St. Louis Hustler t-shirt. Support the podcast. Text me 314-874-6887. 314-874-6887. Text me keyword St. Louis Hustler, and I'll give you the details on how you can get your hands on one of these right here, man. Shout out to our design team over at Office Huddle Print Shop, man, for hooking us up with these amazing designs. Before we went to break, we told you we found, as we were trying to cure our own boredom, not me because I was working, Michelle was on Facebook trolling people, but she found some crazy clips that we want to share with y'all, man. And it's just crazy what people are doing to try to maintain their sanity. So I'm gonna actually cut over to a screen share real quick and show you this first clip. Let me see, who does this come from? This comes from Tony Baker, comedian, and this was one off of Instagram. So let me see if I can set this thing up, man, because it's phenomenal. So hopefully you guys can hear this and the audio plays, but let's check this one out.
The anointing, ha, the anointing. None of you can stop the anointing. Take it.
Let me play from the beginning.
Anointing. Jesus Christ himself wore this blazer. Man, whatever, man. Help me pick this dude up. Jesus ain't wearing no contemporary blazer. You heathens! Take the anointing. Feel every piece of the anointing, heathens. The anointing. The anointing. The anointing. The anointing. Ha! The anointing. The anointing. None of you can stop the anointing. Take it.
The anointing. The anointing. Now, why was the cups falling all over the place? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Who Jesus? Okay, that you ain't no match for the anointing. That's what it says. Just the anointing. Okay, you ain't no match for that jacket. Sad.
He said Jesus himself wore this jacket.
That jacket.
Said, man, Jesus ain't wore no contemporary jacket. Stop it.
But if he had worn that jacket,
this is the one that he would have worn. Yes,
it would have been that anointing. But what if the preachers preach like that today? Come on in here and get some of this anointing. Take every piece of this anointing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how people need to fall down, I think, when you get that anointing. Respect the anointing.
Respect the anointing.
Respect the anointing. You know what I'm saying? Come on here and get this.
I've seen that clip before, but never with that voiceover, man. So Tony the comedian, that was crazy. Hey, this next one, Shell, I'm gonna need you to get your grandma, man. I'm gonna need you to get your grandma and ask her to have several seats, please.
I got questions.
So let me hop over to screen share and let you guys see what we got going on this one.
So you back him. I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty. Acting stupid. What's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty. So you back him. I'm a savage. Classy,
right, now, y'all know somebody had to help Grandma get up on that table. Who is helping Grandma get on the doggone table?
I got so many questions about this video. I just need to know who grandma. See, that's first of all, it's not somebody's grandmother. That's my grandma, right?
Yeah,
See, that's my grandma.
absolutely.
I need
Yeah.
to know who grandma is that, and I need to understand who talked into doing this video, and I need to understand how many rehearsals did it take for grandma to get this video together? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many takes did it take for that to happen, to come together? And where was Papa at during this video? Did Papa film the video? Did grandma just willingly, was she a willing participant, or